I think you're about to find I have a bit of an old-fashioned sense of humor, but I do like to talk about contemporary issues. For example, I just flew in from a conference on the implementation of gender neutrality in the workplace, and boy or girl are my arms tired. Implementation successful. We'll get serious now. Identity, that is a big issue these days. I've been reconsidering mine. I think I might make the switch to non-binary pronouns. Mostly because it's occurred to me that would lower the level of masculinity I'm expected to live up to. Right? And that's pretty convenient. Like, I've accepted I'm never going to be the most macho he, him. But don't any of you try and tell me I wouldn't be an extremely butch they, them. I know the materials I'm working with up here. Beta male, alpha androgyny. Yeah, I'm never going to be the Marlboro man, but maybe I could be the Marlboro person. I can do some of the things a cowboy can do. No, I can't swing a lasso or ride a horse, but I can play guitar and miss home. That's half of life on the range right there. I've never wrangled a steer, but I have concealed my depression. And what's more manly than that? I do love summer here in Wisconsin a lot. It's finally here. That's great. We have a lot of street festivals, fairs here in summer. Sometimes I'll get booked to perform on one of those. Last summer, a friend got me a spot on a county fair. And I figured that could be a chance to perform in front of a new audience. That would be cool. But I was nervous because I knew I was going to have to follow a band. And music is a tough energy for a comedian to compete with, you know? I just got to admit, musicians are the cooler performers. If a musician does everything right on stage, everyone in the audience wants to be them. When a comic does everything right on stage, nobody in the audience wants to be them. Which is why musicians get groupies and comedians have to settle for strained relationships. But I was ready to make a go of this county fair, and then I showed up and found out not only was I going to have to follow a band, I was going to have to follow a Journey tribute act. Right? You all know how much trouble I'm in here, right? Do you know how many people who go to county fairs love Journey? Yeah. All of them. Yeah. Further, do you know how many people who go to county fairs have no idea who I am? Looking at another 100%. Total overlap, you know? I'm like, if I can't get up there and hook this audience's attention immediately, they're all just going to hit the corn dog stand on me. I'm going to be up there in front of an empty tent, and that's not what I want. So I'm really racking my brain. I'm like, what can I say when I go up there to grab their attention? You know, and I'm watching the band perform. They were too good. At this point, a competent Journey cover band is basically watching Journey. I can't compete with that, you know? I got to write all my own stuff. It's not fair. So I didn't think I was going to pull it off, but then right before the band played their last song, the singer dedicated it to his stepson. And I was like, oh, I got it. I know exactly what to say. It was like the clouds parted in front of me. I went up, I said, give it up for the band one more time. They were incredible. Can you believe that guy is a stepdad and performs in a cover band? I mean, what's happening here? Does he just refuse to compose original material? Hell yeah, right? That got him paying attention. I ended up having a pretty good set. It felt like a win. But after the show, I made the mistake of lingering on the fairgrounds, and I happened to run into fake Steve Perry. And I learned in that moment that apparently musicians are a lot more sensitive to roasting than all of my comedy friends. Because he did not look happy. He came right at me, like a midnight train going anywhere. And without even saying a word, he hit me with one of those dad pokes to the chest. You know, I suppose in this case it was a stepdad poke to the chest. And he was like, hey, I didn't like you talking about me up there. How would you feel if I got on stage and I performed a song about what a bad comedian you are? I said, well, that would absolutely hurt my feelings, but first, wouldn't someone else have to write and record that song? Hey, I got it twice. Thank you so much, Madison. You've been fantastic. Are you ready for your